Hello, welcome in. So, friends, we are in the 30 days of sketches from Christy's Beautiful Life, and today is day 4, and this is Jessica's sketch. And I really am drawn to this sketch. I love the composition of it. So, I know it's a little hard to see in my black and white. I'll have a link down to Christy's Facebook page. Oh my gosh, brain. To Christy's page where you can see this. There are some torn bits on either side. Then you have the 2 circles. You have a title going around the circles. You have some strippy bits and some stars. I do know that my stars are going to become hearts. And yeah, I know that because we are using puppy pictures. So, welcome, friends. I am Karen. I am the everything behind a little kinder. And this month I have challenged myself to do 1 video a day using the sketches from Christy's 30 days of sketches. So, I am excited that you are here. If you are finding me from the Christy's Beautiful Life 30 days of sketches link playlist on YouTube, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. I hope that you stick around, check out my content, like this video. It helps others find me too, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. YouTube does all the heavy lifting, then it lets you know when I put out a video. In a normal month, not a challenge month, I try to have 2 to 3 things minimum per week out. You can also find me on the Instagram, and I'll have all of that stuff down below too. Let's dive into this sketch. So, I used Canva to get circles. And then I exported my Canva file as a PNG or a JPEG. Then I took it to my photo printing app. I'm sure there are less steps, but this is how I got to circle photos. And then I used the Big Mama punch. I don't know if you guys have these, but oh my gosh, they're the biggest punches in the whole wide world. I have a 3" and a 3 1/2, and so these happen to be 3 1/2. So, yeah. Do you guys remember these? Like, they used to hang all over the place at Michael's. These are not. These are from who knows where. Alright, we are also going to use this little bad boy today. This is a circle cutter. This one I got off Amazon, but it is really, really a nifty little tool. It goes as small as 4 inches. Actually, I can get it to go just a little bit smaller by taking the blade and locking it down. So I'm probably going to go about right there because I really feel like all the way down is probably 3 1/2 inches, which is what these photos are. So I don't really want a 4-inch circle mat. I just want a little bit bigger, so we'll do that. Let's talk about what I'm using today. I am using the adorable Doggone Cute collection from Doodlebug, and then I'm going to mix in something out of my stash. You guys may have some of this if you have puppies. This is the Cooper collection from Bella Blvd. Let me know in the comments, do you guys still have this in your stash? I know it's not too terribly old. They don't have a copyright on here. But this is one of my favorite dog collections ever. And so I'm going to mix in a little bit of this with the Doodlebug. I really like the color combinations. Some of the colors compete. The reds are not identical. And so they kind of compete a little bit. The Cooper collection's kind of a bolder, not bolder, that's not the right word. What is the word I'm looking for? Y'all, words this morning. Words, they're not coming to me. It is a deeper red. The red in the Doodlebug collection is more of a fire engine red, and this one is more of a burnt, dark red. Y'all, I mean, I'm not doing well. Ugh! Alright, my friends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the camera off. I'm going to speed us up just a little bit. We're going to put this layout together. I will be back at the end to talk about what we did. See you in a few. am popping in the middle of this video. I wanted to talk about some things real quick before I start like smushing things down. So to this point, I have scuffed up the edges of everything. This is my favorite scuffer tool. It is a very, very old Tonic Studio. It's a Tim Holtz piece. I don't know if they make this anymore, but basically it is a blade, like a rotary blade inside something that you can hold and then drag on the edge. So I have scuffed the edges of everything, including some of my large hearts. So another thing that I wanted to point out, if you can get a hold of it, this is a Biggs die. That means it's one of the original style of die cutting dies. So way back in the day, you may remember when you were in elementary school, all of the bulletin boards had the same looking letters and whatnot. Well, it came from this. Ellison at the time, and I don't know if it's a Sizzix brand or what, but Ellison die cuts were the thing. And they were everywhere in schools. And when in my early teaching years, we would make games from them and just all kinds of things. Anyway, it was this technology. It's a steel rule piece embedded into a bigger piece that you can handle with foam. This one is probably my most favorite and most used die that I own ever. Over alphabets, over background. I mean, this little die gets more use. I don't know if it still can be purchased. I don't know if it's retired. I just wanted to point out that's where all these hearts came from. I stacked my paper because these are not meant to. They can handle thicker material. So 3 pieces of paper, no problem. Stacked it, ran it through twice because I wanted 2 sets of everything because I don't know where I'm going with it. And I didn't want to have to get up and die cut again because I can throw these in my bag with the leftover papers from the Bella Blvd collection, and then they will be there forever. This die, if you can find it, it's a Biggs. It's called Heartfelt. It's number 660233. If you can find it, I promise you, if you're a die cut person, you want this in your stash. So, wanted to point that out. And then I also have just a random, this one came from Stampin' Up, but just a regular heart punch. So, here's my thought. In our sketch, we have all these stars. I'm turning them into hearts. But one of the things that I like to do is anchor things and give them a reason for being there. Give them a home, a landing place. And so I have kind of all of my pieces put together, and then now it's just going to be assemblage, which will go very, very quickly. But I wanted to point out that if things feel like they're floating to you in your layout, then they don't have a landing place. There's not an anchor. And you can use lots of different things for that. You can use shapes, you can use die cuts, you can use lots and lots and lots of different things. I mean, it's not something that you have to have a specific thing for. So I'm thinking in this layout that to continue the blue that's behind my photos, that these blue hearts may end up being my anchors for some things. They may not. We'll see. But this is where I am and where I'm headed. Oh, I love it. So you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. One of the things that I love about this Bella Blvd paper, that's I think they call it the Buddies. Besties. They call it Besties. I had to look at the package. Is that you have tone on tone, 2 different patterns. So I can flip and flop and decide, kind of what I like. So this is where I am. This is where I'm going. You can kind of see it starting to come together. Now we're just going to play with some hearts and get them in and get a title in here. I will say in the sketch, there was nowhere for journaling. So I'm going to have to figure that out. My instinct is, the sketch shows title here and title here. My instinct is to move the title here and the journaling here, but we will see what happens. All right, friends, I'm going to cut the mic off. I'm going to speed us back up, and we're going to get this one done. Oh, I love it. I love how it turned out. I did add this little cluster up here in the corner that was not part of the sketch. I don't know, it just felt right, so I went with it. And I added my journaling down here. It is a little wonky. I'm okay with that. My life is wonky. So here it is. Tyler and River hanging out and playing at the house. Again, I used Doodlebug's new collection called Doggone Cute. Yeah, Doggone Cute. I used some Bella Blvd, Cooper pieces. The puffy stickers were from Doodlebug. And then I added this flare piece from Scrap and Happiness Studios. I love that little puppy. Kind of reminded me of Tyler. It's kind of hard to get an all white dog. So I feel like we've got the 3 little puppies. I know, 2 of River, but she's my baby. And then Tyler. All right, my friends. I am so glad that you hung out with me today. You stuck through this layout. It went pretty quickly, but also it felt like it took a while to get a lot of the little pieces done. I did this time show how I do my journaling. I will mention that when I printed this, I didn't expand my spacing. Many times it'll look like this, where it's more than whatever the standard is at 1. I don't go all the way to 1.5 or 2. It's usually about 1.25. So it just gives me a little more room. Makes the strips just a little bit thicker as the strips go. But here it is. I really, really love it. If you haven't already, please make sure you like this video. And if you are not a subscriber, I'd love to have you as one of my subscribers. I will have some still shots. I will have links down below. There is a playlist to where you can see all of the amazing YouTubers who are working with the sketches in the month of June. My friends, I am so excited that this one is done and ready to go into my scrapbooks. Until next time, go make some memories. Bye-bye.